What's good? What's good? What's good? Another sensible reactions. Okay, so listen. I still got my headphones on because I told y'all I'm doing multiple reaction videos. Okay? Alright. Right now, what we're about to react to is to something I am also very well interested in, very much interested in, and that's woodworking. And when I say woodworking is a mod, like, boy, the skills, like it's levels to this, bro. It's levels to this. And oh, real quick, I watched the video of the guy, I don't know his name, but he does the epoxy in the wood, right? And he made this bear. If you know, you know. He made this bear. And when I say so beautiful, the time, the energy it took, I think he said it took him a couple months to do it. If I'm not mistaken, did he say 5 weeks? I feel like he said 5 months. Because what happened was, this is another thing you gotta be aware of, and yes, so he said that if you see some purple on my fingers because I'm eating some blueberries, he said that he sold it and then it ended up getting termite damage and falling apart basically. That is another thing. I'm trying to see, I think he did end up having to spray it with some water or something. I don't know. But he got it from, I think it was already an old piece of wood. That's another part in this situation, honey, to have done all of that tedious work. Come out so beautiful. And I don't know how long it lasted, right? Before it started getting termites and literally falling apart. I would be like, what the freak? I mean, I'd be so salty as the creator, you know what I'm saying, as the person who created it. It's just like, oh my goodness. So I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm gonna probably go back and check into it to see like what he decided to do in terms of if the person wanted it to be redone. I think he did do it for a company, but I think he do them for companies. Remember. But if he's gonna redo it again, like if they want something else, I'm just interested in knowing what's the next step with that one, because 5 months of work to end up being naturally damaged is wild work, right?
This sussy guy is a total Chad when it comes to woodworking. First up, he made this Sigma cup you can actually drink water from. Then he whipped up a small box that turns huge when you open it, and a hand holder that's perfect for keeping all your things. He even made a fan that looks super lit. It takes him over 10 hours to craft these W items, and still only 2 people liked it.
See, people don't appreciate nothing, bro. What I be talking about. What I be talking about, man. People. That man's working. He's nice with it, okay? Art is one of those things where people just don't see the value, and also because they feel like it can be factory done, right? Be done in a factory. And handcrafting is appreciated in certain spaces like Etsy, but like I don't know, it might be new places that you know, let me know if so. But like when I say people, I mean like on a grand scale. Sometimes people don't really appreciate it like that. Now this video in particular, because he has the eyes, right? He got 13 million views on this video, the person who, but he has the eyes, right? He's not the creator. So when you, as the creator, are trying to build and you're showing people what you do, man, sometimes people don't appreciate that stuff. And people be wanting to see you do stuff like, they want to see him do like the box where you twist it out, and they want to see that type of stuff constantly, right? Not appreciating the small things, like the little thing he made for the drinking. Dope. I love that kind of stuff. But people be wanting to see stuff that they feel like do tricks for them, entertain them, right? So people don't appreciate, some people don't appreciate good craftsmanship. Like, bro. Then you have people that do. Shout out to you, Miss DJ. I did a sign. I talked about this in my Good Day videos. I did a wood sign for someone, and this is for her farm. And I was going through so many different stages, honey. Like, I'm new to woodworking. I bought all these different tools and I got all these different things and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I want to put most of my tools to use on this project and to learn, right, to start. And it was good, actually. I figured out some things that I do need, and I learned how this works, how that works. So it was a good thing in terms of really building my skill. And I had a lot of trials and tribulations, some ups and downs. I take my time with things that I create because, again, when I'm doing something, constantly trying to get it done or trying to make it be great, it's not always the best. I have to step back and come back to it. And then it's new, fresh energy, and you can come into it and attack it in a different way instead of trying to get it all done in one day. If it's not something that's copy paste, you know what I mean? It really ain't something you can just keep trying to spew out. So to be able to take my time, be frustrated because certain things didn't look or come out how I wanted them to or expected them to, or even me as an artist getting to the point of understanding typography. Understanding that, and I've always wanted to kind of get better with that. I always understood it, like I can see certain things like that don't really match together. But when I'm doing something where I'm doing my own writing, because I was doing carving in connection with letters, and I had already did the carving, and I was working with timing and what I had access to in the style of the big letters, the wood letters, it didn't match up. I'm not yet there to use my router to carve out my own style of letters, because I was going to do that, but I'm like, that's going to be time consuming. So I didn't like the typography. I didn't like how that looked, so I was like, it's not really giving, and that was really my only issue. I'm like, those two things are not lining up, so it's not looking right to me. But she loved it. She appreciated it. She said it looks perfect to her. Right? I never forget. I tell my mama I never forget the situation where, I made a shirt and I didn't like how it turned out, but she said let the customer decide, basically. Let them decide whether they like it or not. So went with it, man. Went with it. And it's still some things, like my very first t-shirt, like designing and doing certain things to it, I didn't like it. They thought it was hard. They with it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, they been hard. And I'm just like, man, it's certain things I know for sure I can fix. Shout out to my cousin, because she really put that shit on. She really rocked it, and she really, you know what I mean, and brought me more people, right? But as a creator, bro, girl, you gotta know when to just let it go. And I think that's my biggest struggle, is learning when it's good enough, right? Not perfect, may not ever be perfect, but it's good enough for me to let it go. So yeah, but that's my little tidbit. Y'all have a good one, man. Support people who put in their time and energy and effort into creating something, and it's not just a copy paste situation. Y'all be paying thousands and thousands of dollars for hoodies and jackets and shit that everybody have access to, but you're not willing to spend that same amount on something that's really one of a kind. Exclusivity, just saying. But anyway, y'all have a good one and do better.